Still nothing? Okay, then I guess this is just watch it like that, and if you want to see it later, I'll send it to y'all. This is a commercial for Georgia Power. For Mexico with Candace Parker, WPA. Sorry, you guys can't get it. Well, I'm sorry, Sandra, I'm gonna move on because you can't get an actual team, but if I do work with you in the future, I'll let you see my whole portfolio, and we'll start building yours as well. So this is, what is acting, right? It's the act of embodying character. It's actually an art form. You use your body, your voice, your emotions, and your imagination to bring a story or a person to life. People do it for different reasons. You can act inspire if it's your hobby. You can entertain people, educate, and I did hear from one of you guys your background on wanting to act, but yeah, it varies. So there's two kinds of acting. There's background work and speaking roles, and background work barely it's barely like considered acting just because they do need a warm body. They need to fill the ambience of the place. They need to look like it's a real world in the film. So the difference is in background work, you're not speaking. It's little to no pay. Cattle calls, so you'll have open calls. And then you do it, and then you find out you don't have any lines. So speaking roles, which is what we're gonna work on today, is considered principal roles, on-camera principal, or OCP. And it has billing. So billing is the level of your role on film or on TV. So on TV, you can be a co-star, which means maybe you're the waitress or the waiter. You come in, you say a few lines, or maybe a nurse, and you leave. That's the lowest level, which is co-stars. And then there's also guest star, that's the next level. So maybe on Grey's Anatomy, they have like one story, or Law and Order, one story for the episode. If you come in for just that episode, you're a guest star. And then the final echelon is series regular. So that's your Olivia Benson, your Olivia Pope, just basically the main character in all of your shows is the series regular. So they're the star of the series. And it takes professional training to get these speaking roles. You can't just pop up and decide to audition. You have to go through this kind of like the process, which I'm going to teach you guys. It's definitely not open to the public. Sometimes you can get certain types of roles to start out where you can speak, which is open to the public, but that's only if they're looking for like a very rare character, like you need to be Russian, have a Russian accent, something like that. But in general, there's barriers to entry there. So it's more of a marathon where the background work is a sprint. So to get speaking roles, the step one, to get in a class, because the class is the foundation for all of your acting. You're going to meet people you need to know in class, people you can read with, because when you're reading, you're doing auditions, you need a reader. Also, sometimes you just need to know what's happening in the business. You need to know what shows are filming in your area. You need to get better at acting, period. So the being in a class is just going to give you the training you need to be able to book a role when the opportunity comes. And step two is to get headshots. Now, headshots, you might have seen them before. In general, they're kind of like your calling card. So when there's a role, like maybe there's a role for a hairstylist in a movie, they're gonna need to see how you look, see if you can fit that role. That's what a headshot is. Sometimes people use it for business as well, but in acting, you're gonna be dressed as the character. You're gonna be giving like emotion through the camera to make you look like the camera, to make you look like the character. I apologize. So there's two types. There's commercial headshots and there's theatrical headshots. So theatrical is more for TV and film. It's to capture your essence, and it's often like serious. So sometimes essence shots for theatrical headshots often are like you on a good day, like you when just you captured in the moment. You're not really putting on like a character or anything like that. That's usually the theatrical. They're like, who are you? What's your essence? Like, who are you as a daughter, as a wife, or whatever you are? So that's a theatrical. The commercials often used for commercials, as it says. So commercial, you're more smiley. It's used like selling maybe Crest or something. If Crest has a commercial, you're gonna send them your commercial headshot. So they're like, oh yeah, she's happy. Like we can use her to sell a product. Versus if you gave them like a moody theatrical headshot, it wouldn't work in that instance. So next, we're gonna play a little game. So I'm gonna kind of tell you which one we're looking at. We're gonna start from the left. Dominique Fishback here in all black. Is that a theatrical or commercial shot? You can put T for theatrical, C for commercial in the chat. Let me know what you guys think that one is. Okay, that one is a theatrical. Whoever put theatrical, correct. Next, we have the next one with a striped shirt. Is that a theatrical or commercial shot? C for commercial, T for theatrical. C, yep, that one is a commercial shot. As you can see, she's smiling. You would want to buy a hair product from her. You would want to, and sometimes it does go for as a theatrical shot in that it's like maybe you're going for the girlfriend or the wife or a teenager. If it's like the character is a happy person or a bright person, sending a commercial in that sense would help you. Okay, Lin-Manuel Miranda on top there. Is that a theatrical or a commercial with a black shirt? T for theatrical, C. Yep, so that's theatrical. He's more serious. He's gonna sell this as himself. Like, this is me and I can play a police officer, I can play a teacher or something like that with a little serious. Because as you can see, his essence, like what he's giving off, is like this person is like a observant, like a thinker, right? So underneath there, Adam Driver. This was a little hard because it's a bright picture, but what are we thinking? T or C? Okay. Yeah, that's a theatrical actually. And then up on the top there, Jay Ellis. Is that a theatrical or commercial? The man on top. That is a theatrical shot. And if he was to submit that, someone can kind of put him in any serious role. It doesn't have to be serious necessarily, but it could even be, if I see this, I might think, this guy, maybe he's a psychologist, right? Maybe it's like for the casting director, the person who's putting you in the role, to imagine what they can have you play. So that's essentially what it's for. I'm like, okay, maybe he's a psychologist, maybe he's a principal, whatever you see in that picture. So it's not necessarily, oh, it has to be serious, but it's like, you know, you use the shot. They don't have to think and be like, I wonder if you could play a kid, like, I don't know, like a clown or something. That's not what they have to do. They have to see it on the page. And lastly, with a pink background, commercial or theatrical? Definitely commercial. Very smiley. It's very like fun. As you guys can see, there's kind of a trend with the commercials, more of a blank background with one color. Often these are trends, but they change, so you have to stay up to date with them. Step 3, you want to keep doing student films. Thesis films and student films tend to be very good quality footage, and this is what you want to build in order to be taken seriously. When you start with this footage, all you do through your whole career is to change the footage out, and the projects get stronger and stronger. So if you started out with a student film and then another student film on your reel, then it starts to change out. So if you get like a Marvel show or something, you're gonna switch that in and they'll see, oh, she's been on this, she's been on that. So if you don't know, I don't know if you guys know already, but a demo reel, just like the highlights that like athletes have, is to show what you can do. So what your agent sends out, or what you send out when you're self-submitting yourself, is your headshot, and accompanying that is your reel. So they're like, okay, can I see them in the role with a picture? And then you kind of prove it with what you can do, your acting skill in the reel afterwards. So student films are really important because no one's gonna automatically put you on a set when you're starting out. So you start out with that so they can see what you can do, and then you build it over time. And lastly, you start auditioning and you start submitting. These 3 websites that I'm putting here are the bread and butter for the industry. Number 1 is Actors Access, and that one is, I would say, the number 1, like, period, like the one you need the most. It's actorsaccess.com. And Casting Networks is a close second. These all have auditions on there, and like high caliber auditions. Every like big Netflix show that you've seen or Hulu show has gone through actorsaccess.com to get on it. But it's going through an agent as well. So you can't just get on and get a Netflix show, but your agent can get on there for you, and you can work with them on there to get you in. And sometimes, actually, you can find, like I said, those roles that are a little rare. So if you have a special skill, like you can salsa dance or something, sometimes you're looking for that. And that can be your opportunity to get on a big show. Is to have special skills. And Backstage.com is a good starter as well. Yeah. So unfortunately, I can't show you guys my audition right now. But I will show you, maybe I can. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Maybe I'll go back and show you guys, but then you can see everything that I'm auditioning for currently, including right now, I just sent in an audition for Reasonable Doubt on Hulu. I just had Will Trent as well, which is on I think ABC. I auditioned for that as well, so that comes into your inbox. And if you do want to work further, I will work on that with you, and you can kind of see what a day in the life is, right? So final step is to get an agent. But the work is just beginning. Getting an agent is not the end-all be-all. So since they get 10% of your earnings, you have to do 90% of the work, essentially. You can't, like, just stop training, stop networking, stop self-taping, stop building your demo reel, right? Because these are things you do on a day-to-day as an actor. Training is very important. I can't underscore that enough. And then, I'm gonna ask you guys this, like, Viola Davis, it took her about 10 years to start, to get to where she is, right? To have her breakout role in Doubt. She started in the 90s. Well, actually, I believe she started before that, but she went to Juilliard, and then she trained, and then it took her several years to become the name that she is. Morgan Freeman began in the 60s. It wasn't until late 80s until he got his big role. So it's not a tomorrow thing. Like, it's a marathon, like I said. For Morgan Freeman, he said that you have to grab moments when they happen. You have to wait decades for him. So if you are ready to start training and start getting in class, what I will do for you is see where you are in the country and kind of take all the scams away, right? Like, weed through the scams, show you where you can actually go to get good training. I can do one-on-one coaching with you as well. And I can really dive deep into what this is. So you know, you have the steps now, but it's easier said than done, right? So we can kind of create a plan for you and help build your profile on these sites, help get you an agent over time, and get you in a class. So if you have any questions, we're gonna do a Q&A quickly, but I do have one-on-one virtual consults, but for you guys, it's gonna be $100 an hour for whoever would like to speak with me one-on-one. That will teach you everything I know, essentially. So Q&A, anyone has questions? Okay. Just let me know. You can turn your mic on.
I have a question.
Yeah, go one by one.
So,
raise your hand and yeah.
oh, sorry. So I just booked my first on-screen acting role, which was a short film last weekend, and I booked it through Backstage. But basically, like, some stuff happened and they're not putting it out to the public because, like, something happened with one of the actors. So I believe I'll still be getting a reel through that. But what would I send to agencies as, like, if I'm seeking representation and I'm just a new actor? Like, should I wait?
Yeah.
Or should I seek a agent?
Yeah, is that your only credit? Like, is that your first thing you've ever done?
Currently, yes. I actually had an agent before, like I got a call back and stuff, but I actually ended up denying him because he was asking me for $2,000 up front, and I know they're not supposed to ask you for
Yeah.
any money up front.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you done theater in high school or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you have any special skills?
I have a
Can you
lot of
yodel?
special
Can you do-
skills, I guess. I'm like naturally
Yeah.
flexible. I can play instruments, things like
Okay.
that.
What are some of the instruments you play?
Trumpet, flute, a little clarinet, piano.
Okay. Is your family from America or are you
Yeah.
first generation?
Well, I'm from America, but none of my parents are in the industry or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, the reason I asked is that's one of the things that will tip an agent over. So, for example, think of, the show like Law and Order. There might be like an immigrant person or like a Chinese person, or they might need a real Italian accent. They need like actors to fill these roles. So what you want to do is like be their solution. So let's say you said you were like Irish American, right? I would say that you can do an Irish accent, and then you would put all of your your instruments that you can play. So I think for you, you should wait, do one or two more projects, and then what you're gonna put in your subject line is like instrument extraordinaire, or something like how you can play so many instruments, because I guarantee you they don't have enough people who can play instruments for the roles that need you to play instruments. So that's something that's actually pretty special that you have. Work and get 2 more credits or 2 more roles, and then you can go with a starter agency in your area that is SAG-AFTRA affiliated, which means they're like legit, like in the union. And
Yeah.
the type of roles they're gonna get for you is bigger. So yours is just developmental. It's great that you were able to get that other thing, and it's good you're starting your reel. So if you do get that footage, definitely start piecing the reel together, and then get in an acting class, and then you can tell them I'm in an acting class. That is like the very strong thing that matters.
How would I find like legit acting classes?
Yeah, so it's kind of like an over time you're able to tell which ones are legitimate and not based on the coach. So a quick tool that I can give you is that if you get the coach's name, put it in Google and see if they have IMDb credits. And I only suggest people who are currently working to be your coach. That's like the best way to see. But if you would like to meet one-on-one, I'll be able to do something right for your where you are and pick it for you. But that's like the cool tool that you can use by yourself.
Okay, and then one more thing. I have this, I'm so sorry, also. I have this headshot. Do you think this would be okay for, how do I turn this thing off? Because why do I have a background?
I see the headshot. So can you show me again? Yeah, I actually do have to see the background. So yeah, turn your background thing off.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good headshot. I would say that you're kind of blending into the background, which is not good. And I would say your facial expression, you want to think, so next time you do a headshot session, you have to like act through it. So while they're taking the pictures, you have to have a thought to the camera. So you have to be like, you don't want to mess with me, or think about these things, because that's going to come through your eyes. You. I'm sorry, am I muted? And then they'll be able to place you as a character. That face is nice and it's pretty, but it's a little like blank. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like what you're saying. So that's the only thing that I would say isn't helping you there.
Okay.
So like it looks pretty professional though, so it's better than like a random picture. So it's pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's pretty too, and it works for now.
Okay.
But when you're ready, just do a headshot session and take those things into consideration.
Okay.
Anyone else? You can go ahead. I won't take you. I see. Libertad, you can go next. I'm sorry if it's not in order.
Yeah. Thank you. So my question is more about how to get to those big project auditions. So I do have all of those 3 pages. I actually have an agent, but they normally just send me like commercial stuff, and I would like to do more like theatrical films, short films, whatever. But normally when I am looking on Backstage and Actors Access, I don't see like the really big projects, and then I hear someone say like, oh yeah, this project is doing like a open call, and it was like, oh, I never saw it. So is there like a way to put the filters or like to find those projects from like ABC or NBC, those big ones?
So, first off, that issue you're having, is usually like a location thing. So if you're in like Florida or Texas or something, some of these are not the big, the big hubs right now. So, but also your agent should have access to the big hubs. But when you go on Actors Access, one of the tricks I do is my agent is not well. Currently, I have 4 agents, but if the agent in your area is not doing what you want them to do, you have to kind of search on different areas. I don't know if you're doing it already, but you have to be able to be a local hire, which means you'll fly yourself out to those other areas. Because sometimes in like California or New York, they'll need, let's say, a Spanish-speaking actress, and then if you hadn't looked at that page, you wouldn't have seen that role. So that's one little trick besides the agent to be able to get some of the bigger stuff. But the end all be all is that the agent needs to be good, and the agent needs to have connections, and that's how you're gonna have access to those. Because my agent here in Atlanta actually gets me. I've read for the show Found. I think it's canceled now, but Found. I've read for a Marvel show, a Marvel movie once. Like it's your agent. So the poll. If you say your agent's name, I can kind of see. What's your agent and where are they?
Yeah, it's actually, I think that's the issue. They are from LA. So I have 2 agents. One is from Utah, it's a Star Talent, and then the other one is in LA, and I just got them last year. And they are Ritmo Talent, but I have been getting more stuff from the one in Utah than the one in LA, even though the one in LA is the one that is SAG affiliated. I remember when I got them, it was great, but they told me that I couldn't get any more agents, even though I already have the Utah one. So how do I handle that? Because I was actually thinking about looking for another SAG-AFTRA agent, but I don't know if I can. I have a contract for 1 year. I don't know if I still can, or what should I do with that?
So where are you based?
So I'm based in Colorado. But I normally tell them that I can do a local hire in Utah and Los Angeles because I have friends.
Yeah, I mean, you did the best thing you could do at this point. You got an LA agent. If you want to, New York is pretty far, but the next place, although it's a small market, Texas actually has New Mexico. They'll give you New Mexico stuff, and they'll give you Texas shows as well. They had Walker. I don't know if it's canceled. CW. They have like 5 shows shooting out there. So that's the closest on your side of America, but you probably should change to a stronger LA agent if they're not getting you the theatrical auditions. Because my LA agent, the only thing is it's kind of hard when you're not there because the few in-person auditions there are, they want you to kind of go to those. So I know that's an issue, so they don't want to, they might not want to send you in because they think you really can't get there, even if you say you're a local hire. So sometimes it's about shopping around and kind of seeing who will really send you stuff even while you're in Utah. There are some agencies that will really still send you things. Sometimes they're scared. So maybe type an email to your agency if they're really understanding that you're there, or if you have to go there for a little bit, maybe a month, and just say you're there, and then just never tell them when you leave. Sometimes you have to do stuff like that to make sure that they're actually sending you out. Make sure that because they're scared sometimes that you won't make it to LA once you're booked. So they don't want to ruin that reputation with the casting. Sometimes they're not sending you out as much as you want to. If you want to know what you've been submitted for, you can ask them for a submission report. You know about the submission report?
Actually, I heard about it, but I don't know how to do it. Because, I am in that point, I don't know what to do. If just, get another agent, and because they haven't got me something in, 4 months, I think I can squeeze out of the country. Or if I should try to handle with them. Okay.
Yeah, don't leave until you get that submission report. Ask them, you're like, hey, hi, thank you so much for everything you've been doing. I'm so excited to get more theatrical things from you guys. As I push forward to expand my theatrical credits, I'd love to see what you guys have been submitting me for. Please do send me a submission report because I'd like to connect with the casting that I've been submitted for. So that it's not like you're trying to see if they've been doing their job, but say you're using it as like a tool to know what casting you should get more of a relationship with. So that you can see if they're not submitting you, like if you haven't been submitted like more than 20 times 1 month, then it's not the agency for you.
In that case, what should I do?
In the case of which?
What should I do in that case if I see that
Then you would have to. Then I would leave. I would personally leave because all the agents I'm with, I know that they're submitting me for stuff. Like there should be that trust there, so you can do your job and they can do theirs. Okay. All right. I'll do that. Okay. Next, I'll take Kendall. I think you're the next person with your hand up.
Yeah, hello.
Hi there.
So I had two questions. So for an agent, so let's say like you go to classes and then you go and do all the student films and whatnot and you have your headshots. How and what is the best way to find a solid agent that's going to help you like level up and not just keep you just in commercial acting?
Oh yeah, I think Libertas had that same issue about just commercial. Where are you based?
Colorado.
Colorado. And your agent you're not signing theatrical. Are they submitting you for LA stuff as well?
Currently, I don't have an agent, but I'm wondering where to look for one.
Oh, okay. Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have a really big acting studio there. I think it's called Peak Studios. And agents come and watch y'all. So I don't know if it might be like maybe 2 hours from where you are, 1 hour. But if you go to that class, once you finish the classes, they do a showcase and an agent comes and watches you perform. And if you're good, Peak Acting Studio, I believe.
Acting studio?
So besides that, what you need to do, you said you're doing the student films, you're building your reel. Yeah, once it's strong, you just submit. You go to SAG-AFTRA and look for your the SAG-AFTRA agencies in your area, and they all usually have a way to submit to them. However, some of them are referral only. So that's why when you're in an acting studio, your coach can actually refer you to an agent. So those are some of the things. I hope that helps.
Oh yeah. And my other question was, how many of because you mentioned some auditioning websites, how many did you say that, I thought you said that you're gonna list 3. Did you say you're only gonna list 2?
Oh no, I listed 3. It's Actors Access, it's Backstage, and it's Casting Network.
Okay, got it. Okay, one more question. What's the best way to find local student films?
Student films locally, you want to go on Actors Access, and if you look, you can even change it to student films only, and then you can do it that way.
All right. Well, that's all my questions. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Sorry about that. All right. Lastly, Araya. Sorry, Araya, you can go ahead.
Thank you. So I do have a couple of questions. I'm based in Ontario, and I just had the same question as her. What type of, what local agency can I sign up for?
Local agents, I'm not as familiar with Canadian agencies, but I know that you want to make sure that they have your union. I think your union is like a FCA or something like that, not SAG. But you want to go to their website, and I'm sure they'll have like more information on the legitimate agents there. And again, if I work with you, I could just find people for you, take that time, and make sure you go with reputable people. And also, again, like the studios, you guys have really good training in Canada, so you want to get in that studio system as well, like do the classes there, and then before you know it, like your coaching or your teacher can like hook you up and stuff like that. Things get easier once you are practicing.
Perfect, thank you. And I just have one more question.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations on online classes I can take in order to get more experience to hopefully?
Yes, yeah, there are some really good classes. I'll do a follow-up email and I'll do a couple of online classes and I'll put it in there so you guys, can keep training and stuff like that. And possibly I'll be able to, do classes in the future. If I get enough interest, I'll do classes as well.
Perfect, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Akina, I think you were next.
Thank you. Hello. I just wanted to say I'm very, very new and just curious about the industry, really. But I have two questions that I put in the chat. The first one might have been answered already, but at what point would it be suitable to actually seek an agent? I know you guys mentioned that, like the student films and then doing reels that way.
Yeah, yep. So once you do the student film, the agent will have enough to see if you can act, like to see. Because sometimes they do like a live audition. So if you get a what is called an appointment with an agent, they might ask you to perform on the spot. But as you know, since like coronavirus and all these things, everything's virtual. So they want to get your package already. They want to see for themselves if you're like kind of good enough for them to sign. So just keep going with the student film and compile those. And if you want, on Backstage.com, sometimes it's not even just student films. They have like even sometimes commercials that have like a narrative behind it. So if you book one of those and you're acting in the commercial, you can even add that in there. Because sometimes, let's say it's like Christmas time, they'll do commercials with that are like have like a story to it or something. So anything you can get to prove that you can act, to get a strong headshot, and then if you have some special skills, put that in there as well, and then you should be able to get a starter agency.
Okay, perfect. And the second question that I had is, I've heard from people that I've met in the industry just doing background extra work that it's like possibly frowned upon to do extra work, like while trying to actually become an actor. Is that true?
It's kind of true, but not really. It's kind of true. So once you start doing the speaking role, just like phase out of the background work. But definitely get it for some experience. Like it's good to know how a set works. And if you want, instead of doing just background, like go a step up to stand-in, because the stand-ins are basically pretending to be the actor while they get lighting and stuff. Sometimes they say their line. Sometimes people get real speaking roles by doing that. So just stand-in work, a little bit of background work, and then once you start getting speaking roles, like phase it out. You don't need to do it. Because what happens is, once you have a background job in there, you're not really eligible to do a speaking role in that show. Like if they see your face in the back, obviously you can't be in that show in the front as well.
Right. Okay. So
Yep.
so anything on like when creating a actor resume, like putting the stand-in role would be
Yeah.
suitable.
And then for now, but then
Okay.
quickly try and phase that out because it's not necessarily that professional. It's like they know you're a starter, so that's why you're putting it. So that's all.
Okay. And sorry, I just wanted to add one more question. I'm in Ireland. I'm a Canadian now in Ireland, and is there like one course better than the other? Like even if it's online versus something in Dublin?
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Is there one course that's better than another?
Because there's so many out there.
There's
It's
so
hard to
many.
choose.
But the key, and I always use this trick, like I told another lady, you need to make sure your teacher is working. So if your teacher is currently on TV, that's the correct, like, coach for you. Because a lot of people, they start coaching because it didn't work for them in acting. So they're just telling you stuff, and it's like, it didn't work for you, so why would I listen to you? Type of thing. But you want to get someone who's doing it, so you can, it's just like mentorship. Like, you want someone who's doing what you do, so just teach me how to get to your spot. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Oh, I see Sierra. Have one.
Okay, is it true that like Instagram followers matter? Because I've been seeing a lot on TikTok that they say if you don't have at least like 10K on Instagram, that it's really hard to book a role.
Okay. Okay, so yes and no, it matters now. I'm not gonna say it matters a lot and only matters a little, but it matters. Like when it gets down to, let's say 2 people, and one person has 100,000 followers and the other doesn't, they're gonna pick the person with 100,000 followers. Because it's equivalent to like the movie star idea now. We don't really have as many movie stars like Denzel and Leonardo DiCaprio stuff. In this generation, they just wanna put like the butts in the seats. They wanna make sure that you watch their film. So they want to make sure that you're coming with an audience. That's all. But like,
That's
it's
so
not going to be like
odd.
someone with 100K who can't act will usually win over someone with talent who has like 2,000 followers. Like usually talent will win, but sometimes like that will be the extra pull.
Okay, and then also, um,
Should you put that on your resume? Like, because I don't know if it's
Definitely.
considered like good or bad.
No, definitely
Yeah,
put
like
it.
I have this
Mhm.
amount of followers.
Yeah, that's very helpful, and it's helpful in getting an agent too. So
Yeah.
yeah, let them know.
Like in the skills section?
Yep, so that's special skills. Yep. Girl, you already know. Yep. That's totally. Yeah. Is that it? Is that all my questions? Again, like to work with me, you like to keep me kind of in your ear and helping you out to make this journey a lot easier. Just let me know my I think I put my website. Let me put my email as well in the chat for you. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't see these chat stuff. Anybody
Yeah, if you can also share your socials, that will be great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Yeah, I'll give you my email if you're interested in a consult where I'll like deep dive and answer all of your questions and work with you so we can get you on a screen to sign up for the $100 instead of the $125 an hour. That'll be going for the whole month of May. But thank you. Alrighty, y'all.
I have one
you so
more
much.
question. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am an actress, but I'm also a little interested in doing like behind the camera stuff as well. And I'm a college student, and I was wondering, what do you think, like, what would a good major for that be? Because we have like film, but we also have like acting and theater majors. So I'm not really sure.
You know, are you able to double major?
I mean, I probably could. I'm looking to transfer to a university because I'm currently at a community.
Yeah, at the university, I'd say do a double major, do the film and do the acting. Because for me, I was majoring in international relations, and by the time my senior year, I had like one more credit. I might as well have majored in drama instead of minoring in it. So I think try and double major and see but if we're gonna be like, my best advice would be to do the film, the behind the scenes, because that's way more like technical. And for acting, you don't necessarily have to get a degree and be successful, but you do
Okay.
need classes. Like that would get you a head start on your classes that you're gonna eventually take, like for your whole career anyway. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for helping.
You're welcome. It's what I love to do. I want to help you guys. If you do need help, just let me know. Reach out. And I hope to see you on a 101. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.